Hey everyone, Michael here. We're about to hit a massive historical buy signal actually for the market. So we have to talk about this, the ups and the downs, and what you guys can be expecting over the next few weeks, because if this pattern holds, we're going to be going up for a little bit before a massive crash that will really wreck a lot of accounts out there. Now, what you guys are looking at is the weekly NASDAQ chart. This thing usually tells us which way the entire market is going to be going because it involves tech, and tech is king in this current economy. You see this yellow line right here? This is the 200 weekly moving average. Whenever we get down below this 200 weekly moving average, we usually have a bad time, but the reason why this is a buying signal right now is whenever we come into contact with it, which may happen sometime next week, we actually have an incredibly strong bounce. Let's check this out historically. The last two times we managed to break down were the 2001 dot-com bubble and the 2008 financial crisis. We never come down below this line unless the economy is in very, very bad shape. But if we look at the dot-com bubble, what do you guys see? We came into contact with it, and then we bounced a lot in the next few weeks. This bounce, if you were to buy at the 200 weekly moving average, gave you about 30% profit before ultimately crashing down, of course. But if you go over here to 2008, during the financial crisis, we came into contact, you buy, we actually moved up around 22% for a really nice rally. Now, both these times, inflation wasn't a terrible concern, so we might actually just break down before it, which is why you guys do need some stop losses out there. But we have to check to see how the rest of the market actually handled all of this. If you guys remember, during the SPY, if you guys bought the NASDAQ or bought any types of stocks while the NASDAQ was bouncing off of that 200 weekly, you guys were ultimately making some good money here. You see 18% there. If we go over here to the 2008 financial crisis, that same time frame, if you bought during the moment, you guys would have made about 14% profit. Even going all the way back here as far as the Dow, which just broke down below its own 200 weekly moving average for the first time since COVID. And guys, whenever we close down below it, the last time we closed down below it besides then, 2008 financial crisis. But even still, if you guys bought that dip that occurred afterwards, you still walked away with 10% profit for the Dow in 2008. And over here during the big dip, you actually, I don't even know at this point, maybe it was actually over here, you managed to walk away with like 20% profit. So you are looking at a pretty scary time ahead, everybody. However, there is a good, strong buy signal right now. And if you guys like crypto, here's the Bitcoin weekly chart. Be very, very careful. Bitcoin for the first time just had a death cross where the 20-week moving average crossed down below the 200 weekly moving average. It's never ever happened before. So we're kind of in uncharted territories. Plus, this is Bitcoin's first recession, of course. So you guys have to be very, very careful. But as far as Bitcoin goes with death crosses, death cross here, crash. Death cross here, crash. Death cross here, crash. So you guys be very, very careful. We just had a death cross here as well between the 50 and 100. We usually don't use the 100 all too much, but you could see there was a big crash or a dip, I would say, right after that occurred, okay? So be very, very careful. Keep your, keep your big boy pants on. This could get pretty volatile very fast, but you guys have an opportunity to make a good amount of money. And what I'm choosing to do right now is actually load up on some smaller positions, add some more money into my portfolio, and see where it goes. Small amounts now. Over the next few weeks, if we do have a rebound, I will add substantially more amounts of money and then sell it all off at once I've made a good amount of profit, because I believe we're ultimately going to have a larger crash like we did in 2001 or in 2008. Right now, the market is freaking out about the inflation rate.